A very, very important principle that I really want you to be able to understand and explain to me or to your coworkers, to your colleagues, your student friends, is that the energy transfer between trophic levels is typically only 10% efficient. So why is that? Or let's explore what that means first. So if we take 10,000 joules, so we can think about them as calories as well, 10,000 units of energy, 10,000 calories, let's say, of primary producers, so of grass or some kind of plant material, and we take all of that energy and feed it to primary consumers, so let's say we feed it to cows, we will only be able to harvest 1,000 calories of energy from that cow. So 10,000 calories of plants are only going to turn into 1,000 calories of actual usable energy from the cow. And this is because of two things. One is the inefficient transfer of energy, right? The second law of thermodynamics. Every time you transform energy, you're going to lose some to heat. And secondly, the cow is not going to use all of that energy to build material. It's not going to use all of that energy to grow and to reproduce. It's going to use a lot of the energy for respiration, for metabolic processes, right? Moving around, breathing, and keeping itself warm, and other natural things that cows do. Only a tenth of the energy they consume is going to be able to be consumed by a secondary consumer. So as we go up the food chain, less and less available matter for the next step up is available. So only 10% actually. So by the time you reach that very top of the food chain, only a fraction of a percent of the energy that started out from the sun is available to that very top tertiary consumer. So the secondary production of an ecosystem is the amount of chemical energy in food converted to a new biomass during a given period of time. And we can think about it consistently as being basically under 20%. So it's always going to be around 10 or 15%. Sometimes as low as 5, right? Sometimes a few percent. It kind of depends on what kind of organism you're looking at. So an organism's production efficiency is the fraction of energy stored in food that is not used for respiration. So that's the fraction, that 10% that gets transferred to the next pyramid level. So if we think back to our example of a cow, the production efficiency is going to be the amount of weight the cow gained as a fraction of the amount of grass, right, in calories, of course, that the cow ate. So let's look at an example. For example, let's think about a 1-year-old. 1-year-olds eat, apparently, allegedly, about 1,000 calories a day, which is an astonishing number on its own. And if we convert about 1,000 calories to a unit of mass, that's about 1/3 of a pound of fat, or 0.4 pounds of muscle. But toddlers actually gain, even though they're eating what's in mass equivalent to 1/3 of a pound of fat a day, they're only gaining 1/2 pound a month. So they're eating a lot, right, relative to their body size. But they're not growing, they're growing quickly, but they're not growing as quickly as the amount of energy they consume would indicate. So let's try to calculate the production efficiency of a toddler. Toddler who is gaining 1/2 pound of mass a month. So that's about 1,600 calories, let's say. And they're eating 30,000 calories a month, right? We'll just multiply 1,000 by 30. So that's about 5%. That's the production efficiency of a toddler. That's a number you can keep in mind when you think about the production efficiency of other organisms. Here's a caterpillar. Caterpillar is eating plant material. The production efficiency of the caterpillar is going to be about 1/6. So what happens to all of the rest of the energy? This is the 1/6. So it eats, let's say, 200 joules. 33 joules are going to go to growth. That's our production efficiency, right? 33 divided by 200. Double that is going to go to cellular respiration. Apologize that it's covered. And the rest is going to be excreted. So perhaps the caterpillar cannot digest the leaf very well, and a lot of the energy that's available in the leaf is not available to the caterpillar, so a lot of it gets thrown out in feces. And a lot of energy is used for the caterpillar to move around and live its active caterpillar life. So the baby was about 5%, the caterpillar was about a sixth, and you might be getting the impression that different organisms have different production efficiencies, and that's in fact the case. So if we think about the amount of energy the caterpillar is spending on respiration, so respiration being just the total metabolic needs of the organism, one thing that you might think of immediately is that because mammals need to keep themselves warm, that is a tremendous waste, quote unquote, of available energy that the organism has.